So one of the first things I'm going to do today in my renovations is I'm going to switch out my cassette toilet, which has been leaking and been just a huge mess, for an Ogo composting toilet. Right now what we're going to do is deconstruct a cassette toilet that's already existing in the van, take it apart. It's going to be a fact-finding mission. I have no idea what I'm going to come up with. I haven't seen any videos that show how to actually uninstall this thing, and very few videos on how to actually install it. Now this is the Thetford C260 cassette toilet. This is the outside of the cassette mechanism. Now, sorry, you're gonna see some gross things. I've tried to clean it as much as possible, but it did leak all in these compartments off to the left, right, and down into the, basically the catch-all for any liquids that might leak. In order to actually uninstall this, I have found that we have some screws here, up in here, also at the top over here as well. And then we have this water pipe that goes right here. I need to figure out how to also disconnect that, and some DC wiring as well. That was the outside where the actual cassette box slides into. Now we have to deal with what's on the inside. This is the inside area where the toilet is. We have this little lever right here that slides back and forth to open that cassette box that sits right underneath this. We have to remove not only the toilet, but also this shower pan. I thought originally that the shower pan and the toilet were all connected, but I can feel a little bit of a ridge right here. So it's possible I was wrong and it's not all connected, but either way, this all needs to come out. I think all we need to do is take these little caps off of the screws. There we go. And then we just have screws that we need to unscrew all the way around the shower pan. What will actually be interesting is once we take the shower pan out and the toilet, I'm not exactly sure what's underneath that. There has to be some sort of solid surface under there. It may not be the actual flooring that you see on the ground here. If it is, that would be perfect. If it's not, I'm gonna have to put some flooring down. So my good friend Kathy is here with me.
Hi.
You guys might know her from her Born Free RV tour, which was the highest grossing viewed video I've ever had. So thank you for that. So she is a master renovator and she has decided to offer up her help and help me with renovating this stupid cassette toilet situation and bring her tools over and put both of our brains together to figure out all the ins and outs of having to remove the cassette toilet and install the composting toilet. Thank you so much, Kathy. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. I love this kind of stuff.
Not only has she volunteered to help, she's volunteered to do. This is women helping women. We can do this, can't we?
We can absolutely do this. I need a different drill bit.
I just made sure the water was all off and the electricity. So Kathy's trying to unplug the electric right now.
Taking the water off is just like a garden hose. You unscrew this and it just comes off.
We can actually get the box out from outside. So we're thinking we may have to take this panel off and the box actually may slide this direction. So we're gonna figure that out. That's the flush mechanism we just unplugged. Okay, so here's the situation now. Kathy's taken off these panels, trying to figure out how this all is constructed. We're now thinking maybe we just need to take off the screws for the shower pan and then maybe we'll be able to slide it all out then.
What I think the next logical step would be to break off the top portion of the toilet that rotates so that we have better visibility of the base so we can start working on getting the base out.
And we don't care if we break the toilet.
No, the toilet is ruined.
Kathy, you do a great job at breaking things. Wait,
so
hold on. Okay, so Kathy's pushing, I'm pulling. Well, you got the whole thing almost coming out.
Okay.
So here's the toilet, gross, gross, gross. Bottom of it came right out. So the last thing right now is taking the shower pan out, which Kathy's doing. We had just a few more screws. Hopefully it comes out pretty easily. It's time to, ooh, the floor's coming up. Look at that, that came up pretty easily. Now we just have the drain issue down here we gotta figure out. Got the shower pan out. Wasn't easy at all. We had to do a lot of drilling. Whew. All right, here's what's underneath. We had to do a little bit of drilling around the edges to remove the caulking, and we still have this one piece here that needs to come out, but that is the gray water drain, and we need to figure out how to get that off and hopefully just floor over it.
have a fairly flat surface to build a new floor.
So now we are at Lowe's getting all of the materials that we need to finish this install of the composting toilet and fix everything that we took out. One of them is to cap off the water line. All right guys, you're not gonna believe this. I can't believe we got this in here. So the saw was actually broken. We couldn't cut the plywood in half or partially to the size that we needed to get it in the bathroom and also in the car. So check this out. Just barely, look at that, all the way to the window. Seats are down, and here's the plywood and all the other stuff. Well, good morning there. This is day 2 of the demo of the bathroom in order to put the composting toilet in. Well, as luck would have it, it's raining today. Wouldn't typically be a problem, except that we need to use the saw outside to cut the subfloor for the bathroom, and then also the support wood, which is just 2x4s that will go below the subfloor. So we have to wait till the rain comes up. This wasn't even forecasted, but whatever, you gotta go with it. Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. So my task is to take this plastic, which is part of the shower pan, and get it dremeled off around this area. So this is where the shower was. Water would go into here. So I need to get this plastic off of here so we can sit it flush. And then I'll make sure it's capped off properly, and then we will put the subfloor over that. By the way, for a toilet last night, I did use my new composting toilet. This is the first you've seen of it. In a video where I did the actual installation of the composting toilet, you'll get to see a little bit more of it. There we go. Just gotta cut around these edges now. All right, I think it's done now. It's sitting below this somewhat subfloor, and then we're gonna have another subfloor over it.
This a little smaller than the template we cut. So I'm pulling it over the edge by about 1/4 of an inch all the way on these 2 sides. Then I'm gonna mark the rest of it.
So this edge right here is the one that's on the entry that's got a curve to it.
Right. And I'm gonna mark that, but then I'm gonna cut just inside of my mark. The plywood ends up being a little smaller than the room to allow for expansion and contraction.
The subfloor is in temporarily. It's a great fit. Kathy did it on one shot. One shot, Kathy. That's your
name. And one here. That will be your support. So I'm getting ready to install the supports for under the subfloor using a construction adhesive that has instant grab. It's called Power Grab. This will stick to the floor. This will stick to the wall. And all I'm going to do is put it in there and press it.
This is the part that was definitely vulnerable when we had the shower pan in, so we're going to reinforce it here. Shame on Hymer again for not providing this before. This is the entry area.
Yeah, that plastic shower pan should never have been free floating over open air. That was just bad construction.
Well, that's why it cracked, and we couldn't even use the shower if we wanted to because it just kept cracking. So this is how it looks afterwards. We've got the supports here and here, there to there, and then that main one right there. So that will be so much better, and then we'll put the subfloor on top of all that. She's screwing in the subfloor to those little blocks that were put in. Keep it down. Alright, this is the actual flooring that's going in, and Kathy's making the first cut. Tile is going down. It's done, look at that. Peel and stick. Now that we've deconstructed the cassette toilet that was in here, I need to actually add the composting toilet.
dumpster diving.
We are. We're going dumpster diving because Amber accidentally threw away a part that goes into the wall. I thought we didn't need it. It was where you hit the flush for the Dometic toilet. We don't actually really need it for the toilet anymore, but it's part of the face of the wall. I've got a hole there, so we're dumpster diving.
Let's start with this.
The next step in the renovation is doing the molding around tile, which Kathy's measuring for right now. So Kathy's actually got all the cuts made for the trim, putting the adhesive down now. Well, we are done with the demo.
Yeah.
Finally, was it 3 days that it took to do all of it?
Yeah, and some sore muscles.
Yes. Thank you so much, Kathy. I really, really appreciate your help. I could not have done this without her, guys. I mean, I just wouldn't have installed the composting toilet or done any of the demo, none of that. I would have probably had to hire somebody out, so I'm seriously grateful.
I mean, I enjoyed every minute of it, so it's all good.
If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. About half of you watching have never subscribed, and I would really appreciate it if you do. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video where I'm actually gonna show you how to install the composting toilet. Bye.